Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of May 22nd to the 28th. This is going to be a great week for getting things done. Now, I'm going to caution you to not overdo it, right? The pendulum swings to like being tired to being exhausted, well, I guess they're kind of the same thing, but being exhausted, being tired, meaning you don't have any energy. And then the exhausted is like you've overdone it. And now you're in burnout. So taking time out, maybe more rest, maybe is on the other side of the pendulum, and then exhaustion. And the pendulum sort of swings between these two. So we came out of a week where, the moon was losing light, and then we had a new moon in Taurus on Friday of last week, and now the moon is gaining light. So we are starting out the week in a first quarter phase with the moon in Cancer. This is a very sensitive moon. We're very intuitive, more kind of psychic downloads. We're very sensitive to energy, and we can use this for emotional intelligence. So let your emotions and your intuition really guide you this week as to why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, so we start out Monday with the sun sextile to Mars. So Mars now is in Leo, which is a very fiery energy. It wants to get things done, but it wants to do things that it's going to be recognized for. It wants to do things that it feels good about itself as it's doing this stuff and doing this stuff. Doing whatever it is that you're motivated to get done. You're motivated now because it excites you. It feels fun. It speaks to a part of you that's really wanting to express its own purpose and passion. And this Leo energy it needs an outlet, right? And the sun is in Gemini. Gemini is communication, connection, community, wanting to be with others and understand other people. So this energy coming together, these two planets, this is a boost of self-confidence. You have strength and vitality to get things done. You have a lot of courage today. You're energetic and enterprising. You work towards a personal goal. You're very productive, and successful outcomes are favored now. So starting a new project right now, especially at this new time of the moon, whatever seeds you planted for the Taurus new moon last week, now you're going to be sort of encouraging those things to grow. And it's a great time to start new projects. Great for working out, sports as well. Get this energy out of you, especially this whole week. There's a lot of Mars energy coming in, and this fiery energy needs an outlet. So if it's blocked or it's not seeing, its purpose being recognized, because in Leo, it wants to have its efforts recognized and acknowledged, right? Don't you want to be acknowledged? Don't you want to be like, hey, thanks for that? Just thanks. Thanks. It's not like here's an award, but just thanks. My Venus is in Leo. So I like that, the thank you, just the acknowledgement. If I let you in traffic, I want the wave. Otherwise I'll be like, there, you're welcome. I'll push the welcome on you. So there's a part of me that wants that recognition, that appreciation. Not recognition like put me on a stage and give me a trophy. It's more just like the thank you. I acknowledge that you went out of your way to do something for me. Thank you. So that's really lovely. Do I want it all the time? I would say 90% of the time, if I'm being super honest. So even just acknowledging that in you, that part of you that wants to be acknowledged, that's going to come up this week. I guarantee it. So this Monday, great for working out on sports, business activities will go well. Tackling difficult projects and things that you've put off. Monday is a great day to get that stuff done. And even I would say Sunday, Monday. So if you're watching this on Sunday, you're part of my, subscribers to my newsletter or my YouTube channel, you get to see this a little early. Sunday is a great day to start doing things around the house, getting stuff, off your plate. You'll really feel it though. Monday, it'll be exact. Tuesday, May 23rd, we now have Mars square to Jupiter. So it's also kind of happening, we call it applying exact today and then separating, but it was still in effect for Monday. So while you're doing all the things, be careful that you're not overdoing it. So a square is challenge, difficult to integrate, and Jupiter is like expansion, optimism, good luck. It's in Taurus. So it's like, we can do all the things, right? We can do everything. It's realistic, it's practical. We needed to get this done. Yes, 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 yes. And then now you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough time, resources, energy to do all of it. So Jupiter, when anything is square to Jupiter, it's kind of this like mixed bag. It can be a really positive thing where now you have a lot of excitement and courage and energy to get things done, and you do it. You plow through a whole bunch of things. For me, Mars square to Jupiter, whether it's like Jupiter's natal in my chart or Mars's natal in my chart, tends to have favorable outcomes. It's a good thing, right? But where it can go too good or too much, I guess you could say, is where it's turned up too loud and you take on too many things. So, a question that I have here for yourself today, when you say yes to anything, especially this week, is I want you to be strategic and ask yourself, does this align with my goals? And what is my motivation for saying yes? Because when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else, whether you realize it or not, right? So if you commit your time, money, resources, awareness, energy to this thing here, you are going to be taking it away from any potential other things that can come into that time slot or that could take up that place in your life. Okay, so being very mindful this week of why are you saying yes to what you're saying yes to, and being strategic, and does this align with my goals? And I mean, even just all of it, like when you're scrolling on social media, Gemini rules, kind of that information, kind of hit, and lots of information coming at you pretty quickly, and that can be also social media. So if you're scrolling social media, that's time and energy that you're taking away from something else you could be doing instead. Maybe that's walking outside. Maybe that's reading a book. Maybe that's talking to somebody as opposed to connecting through social media. Social media has its place as well. There's connection and community there too, which is very Gemini. So, not a bad thing, but just an example. If you're taking time to do this, you're taking away energy from this, right? So if you're scrolling with your significant other beside you, you're taking time and energy away from being with and present with your significant other. So, what is the reason you're saying yes? Starting new projects is a good thing. You may overdo it, so be careful with that. Be careful too saying yes to too many things. Overindulging is also one of these prevencies. So, if you're having a couple of drinks or you're eating a little bit of cheese, don't go and eat the whole block. Don't eat the whole bag of chips. There can be this propensity of like, yes, let's do it all. Let's have a best time, and then you don't put the sunscreen and you come out a lobster that's hurting. So, just being careful with extremes on this day and not taking any risks. You feel really good to take risks on this day. So, just being careful that you're making strategic, mindful, calculated risks, I'll say. Caution. Wednesday, May 24th, there's no exact other aspects other than the moon is making a few aspects on this day that also makes me want to say be careful not to overdo. Be careful not to try to anticipate other people's needs and fix their needs. And then, you're not helping yourself as well. So those are kind of my notes for Wednesday. Friday, May 26th, we have a beautiful aspect. It's Venus sextile to Uranus. So Venus is what we love and value. It's our relationships. And then Uranus is like individuality, our kind of our uniqueness, doing exciting things. It kind of shakes up your routine. So Friday, you might have a little bit of a shake up to your routine, but it would be for the best. So maybe it's an opportunity to go for lunch or go for brunch with someone. You get an unexpected invitation from somebody in your life that you really are, enjoy. Newly emerging desires. This can be also a kind of detour in your day, or something comes to your awareness now that you're like, oh, I want to actually start doing more of this, or you have an experience with someone, or you hear about this exciting thing that feels like, oh my gosh, I want to try that. Or, oh, you went to, I don't think acupuncture is exciting, but it could be exciting for you that you're like, oh, you had acupuncture. You know what? I have the same kind of elbow thing. I might do the acupuncture piece as well, because Uranus is in Taurus and Taurus rules the body. So, or kind of is about the body. So we can sort of have newly emerging desires and new, I'm rubbing my elbow because I'm just having this conversation with someone with acupuncture. And I was like, oh, I want to get acupuncture on my elbow. And I'm like, how does it feel? Oh, I don't know. So I might actually like Friday might be a great day to try that, right? Because I'll be trying something new. An unexpected direction, and need for excitement in your social life. So it's a good time to have brunch, meet with friends, do something entertaining, creative. This is a great energy for creativity. So if you're somebody who creates or like paints or sculpts or writes or music, things like that, this is a great energy for that. Also, Venus is in Cancer, which is the sign of home, family, nurturing our inner foundations, and Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So this can also be home renovations, money coming in to help you shore up your finances. This is a great day to play a lottery ticket. Okay, to buy a lottery ticket. One lottery ticket. I'm not like, it only takes one. My grandmother used to say it only takes one. You don't need 50, you know? So if it doesn't break the bank and it feels in alignment with your values, Venus, Taurus's values and Venus also values, is that if it's in line with your values, today is also a higher propensity for an unexpected windfall, like a lottery. So a good day to play the lottery. I'm not guaranteeing anyone's going to win. So please don't email me and go, I didn't win and now you owe me $5. No, you're doing that on your own. You have free will to do what you feel is right. I'm just saying there's a higher propensity today to win. Will you win? That depends on your own personal chart. Actually, kind of a cool side note, I did take a seminar on lottery and luck in the astrology. It's quite fascinating. And the conclusion was, can you play the lottery on days that you have a higher propensity and actually buy it during the hours in which you have higher luck? Yes. And it's not guaranteed, but there was a higher likelihood in his focus group that they would win if they kind of followed these certain things. So it was quite interesting. I'm going to say it was very high maintenance. So I kind of lost interest in it. But maybe if I was a sort of a betting person or feeling like, oh, I want to try that, it was quite an interesting concept, actually. Saturday is a day where you're just not going to feel like you want to do a whole lot. I feel like you probably want to do a lot of indulging and a lot of resisting the agenda. It depends on what's in your chart, but that's kind of the moon. And then Sunday, May 28th, we have sort of the most testing aspect of the week. And this is going to be felt on Saturday as well as Monday and Tuesday of the following week. So this is going to be a day that I would say to just put a little star and kind of be really kind and compassionate to yourself. So the sun is square to Saturn. So Saturn is responsibility, duty, father time, authority, doing things a prescribed way that has been done the same way forever. But it's interesting because Saturn's in Pisces right now. So this is about bringing kind of structure to your dreams. This is about, being responsible for your spirituality. That's why we're sort of seeing a lot of spiritual leaders being held to account or being maybe questioned about the evolution of, norms and spiritual beliefs and what's happening now in the world and what's appropriate for right now, right? So Saturn is like doing things the right way, right? And self-mastery. So in Saturn in Pisces is really gonna, again, bringing structure to your dreams. Now, anytime the sun is square to Saturn, this is our egoic will. This is the way that we feel about ourselves, our individuality is now being challenged, right? There's a challenge or a crisis or a difficulty to integrate these two planets together. So when we have our identity being challenged by responsibility and duty, we might come up against and feel like we have not done what we needed to do. So this can be a feeling of depression, a feeling of being let down, a stumbling block along your path, overcoming some sort of obstacle that's in your path. Isolation, sadness, and being discouraged are possibilities for this energy. Now, everything in astrology has its positives and its challenges. This tends to be a challenging aspect. Okay, anytime it's a square to Saturn, it's a challenge because Saturn likes to constrict, it likes to restrict, it likes to make you feel scarcity there so you can change it, so you can heal it, right? We don't heal what we don't feel. And Saturn likes to make you feel it, so thanks, Saturn. But it's a time now to really be aware. Again, the themes from earlier in this week is, why are you doing what you're doing? right? And what are your responsibilities? What are your motivations, right? So be careful not to push yourself too hard, especially when it comes to meeting resistance. So if you're trying to get something done, I wrote here resistance are either tests or redirects. That's it. They're a test to, do you want to do this thing? How bad do you want to do this? Or is it time to redirect to something else? I had somebody call me last week and say, is this a time to test? Is this a test or is this a redirect? And I was like, well, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're done? Or is this feeling like there's something else that's coming up? Because if it's a redirect, then there's something else that's coming up in your field that's like, maybe this, right? And if there's no maybe this, no, you're like, no, there's no other option. This is it. Then maybe it's a right timing aspect, right? It's right timing you. It's trying to create some self mastery for you to really overcome this obstacle. So, tests and challenges can lead to pessimism and depression with this energy. But what I would say an opportunity here is tests and challenges can lead to a redirection or a doubling down, but understanding why this challenge is here. Is it right timing you, or is it trying to help you to retarget, to really get something out of the way, or to really go for it? Because we can't get what we don't heal. Do you know what makes sense? So you can't be this version of yourself. Like, I was just talking to somebody about wanting to be in their purpose and living a life of purpose. And they have a wonderful job, but it's not really what they love. And they have this vision for themselves being an entrepreneur, but they're like, I don't know what that's gonna look like. So I started to say, like, dream, like let's sit in that dreamer state and sort of look at what are some of the things you've thought about in the past? What are you really good at? What have you done in the past? Maybe special projects, or maybe in your personal life, or maybe when you were younger that you were like, I love this. I could do this forever. And if there's nothing, then it's time to start to try new things. Start to put yourself into the world and try different things, try different skill sets. You'll know because you'll be pulled to it. Your intuition, your soul is always pulling you towards your next step. But can your mind get out of the way to let it happen? Right? Can you trust this and create enough safety in your life to do that thing? So the ego can get in the way of reaching your goal, but it's actually a redirect. You may feel restricted or weighed down by your duties and responsibilities. This is a time now to meet your obligations. Saturn is asking you to meet your obligations, to take care of your responsibilities, and to do right, whatever that right is for you, right? Might not be right for you. It might be the right thing to do, but you might not want to do it. So there's that restriction piece, right? Your needs may be placed in the background while you complete a task, pressure from your boss or authority figure to get the job done, and you may face criticism, judgment, and rejection as you do that. Be patient, determined, and have a strong work ethic. Do not avoid responsibility. Do not procrastinate. Now is not the time to procrastinate. This could be a test of your character. So that's not light, right? That's not like fun brunchy vibes, you know? This could be like, oh, I'm spending too much money on brunch and I can't go to brunch. Or I'll come to brunch, but I'm just gonna drink water. And then you see everybody having all the yummy stuff. And you've got to be responsible to your bank account, to your finances. No one else is gonna do that, right? So this is going to be a great week, despite what I just said with Saturday. This is a test to being responsible. So if you just do the responsible thing, maybe you committed to doing a favor for somebody and they're moving and you've got to do the move and you're like, why didn't I say yes to this? Because you're a good friend and you follow through on the things that you say. It's okay. It's okay to do that, right? It's okay to be like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I'm a good friend. And afterwards, you might even feel achievement that you did that and you were there for your friend, right? So really give yourself some slack on Saturday, on Sunday. You might not be doing all the things you want. I would say, knowing this, I would plan nothing Sunday. I would really just plan nothing. But even just noticing that you have responsibilities in your house. Maybe there's cleaning that needs to be done, spring cleaning, yard work, something that has been calling to you that you need to fix your garage or a door that's kind of been jamming. Like, now is the time to sort that out. Because I guarantee you, if you don't do it at the Saturn square, it will come back to haunt you at the Saturn opposition. do it. Do it now and be happy that you did it now to stave off whatever it is. They always say when you do the things on the Saturn square, there are rewards to be had. Okay. So just do that. So wishing you a wonderful week. Don't overdo it. It's a great week of really noticing some exciting insights that might be dropping in, new relationships coming in, some wonderful friendships. Friday's a great day to make new friends. So if you can attend a workshop or be in somewhere new to meet new people, that would be a great opportunity. And really just have fun with your week. Right. Mercury is now direct. He's still in shadow until the 31st, but things are moving ahead finally, and things are sort of starting to come together. So enjoy the energy, and I'm wishing you a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you next week.